Do you love painting Warhammer 40k? Then these are the armies you should be painting.
What if they're new?
Listen to us, please, someone.
Welcome back to the Kieran Show. This week it's advice on an army if you love painting.
Great intro.
So, obviously with a new edition on the horizon, we're assuming that there's going to be an influx of new people. If you are new, welcome.
And if you are starting a brand new edition, similar to us, and you're painting a brand new army to commemorate the beginning of 11th edition, we have got some suggestions for if you love painting Warhammer 40k.
Yeah, so this is, you're slightly sadistic and you want to spend ages and ages refining / weight of models to paint. Or just love detail, or trim. More on that later.
That's true. I think with 2,000 points to complete a 40k army, just a list, not with any other options, you're looking at quite a lot of minis with the majority of the armies that are in the kind of sphere. So there is a lot of options, and I think that there is more than enough that you can sink your teeth into. So we've gone with a few picks each, kind of like ideas, reasons why, the best armies to kind of celebrate and, pour that time into, I suppose.
Yeah, I've got 2 or 3.
I actually just came with 1. I can probably do some honourable noms anyway, but...
Honourable noms?
Yeah, nominations.
Brilliant. Right, I'll get started.
What? Hold on, why is noms bad?
It just sounds so stupid.
Why?
Noms!
Do you not like it?
Just say nominations.
Do you not abbreviate anything?
Not like that.
If you say honourable nominations, you could just say on noms. You go first. You go first.
We started off so well.
No, we did. It doesn't matter. Carry on.
Right. My first suggestion is either Thousand Suns / World Eaters.
Nice.
So this is an army that both of them basically decide if you like magic and Harry Potter or if you like Hulk. That's pretty much the vibe for both of these armies. They're both covered in trim.
Oh, yeah.
They're both covered in extra details to align them to their relevant Chaos God.
Mm-hmm.
They're both incredibly detailed.
Mm-hmm.
They're both Space Marines underneath. So there's a lot of stuff.
There's a theme in this video.
Yeah, so both schemes are not easy to paint because you've got to block in all the trim. Emperor's Children are definitely easier tn both of these, but if you want an army where you can sink so much time, like if you want to edge highlight like a crazy guy and edge highlight all the trim, or if you want to make up some funky gradients in between all of that trim, like do a cool red gradient on the red for World Eaters and then block in all the brass. I think both of these armies there's quite a diverse range for both of them. Maybe World Eaters maybe less so, but Thousand Suns is quite a large range. There's so much diversity in here that if you want to spend hours like crafting this army that is yours, I think both of these are... They're a time sink. I mean, I've tried to paint Thousand Suns before. There is no fast way to do it. There's a reason that if you try and find a speed painting video for Thousand Suns, they're all still an hour long.
There's a lot to do, and I think that it's similar to what Kieran's just said as well, because there are kind of so many variables with each kind of mini and range, I suppose. There's also a lot of different styles that you can run with. Like I've seen some pretty great neon ones. I've seen some dusty looking ones if you wanted to maybe do it a little bit faster. True metallic metal, non-metallic metal, like the list goes on and on and on. It depends how much of a sadist you are, I guess. But yeah, there's a real kind of room for creativity, whether you wanted to go a little bit grimdark and macabre, but ultimately if you wanted to go like almost like ultra sci-fi with a lot of neons and lots of like quite bright saturated colors too. Tzeentch is definitely going to appeal to both different directions, and I think World Eaters, there is certainly a space for multiple different flavors as well, which is very, very exciting.
Cool, I've waffled on enough about my first pick. I've got a couple more nominations, like a normal person.
On noms. My on nom is actually something that I don't vibe with at all, and it is Imperial Knights.
Why?
So there's a couple of
reasons. 5 models!
So this has got nothing to do with the range as such, but something I've certainly found with painting larger models is that because you've got a much bigger surface area, there is far more room for creativity. And I think outside of, let's put kit bashing in a drawer for a second, I think that because there are so many large flat panels with not loads of detail on them, i.e. the armor plates, you can get as detailed as you wanted to. If you wanted to channel your inner Bob Ross and pray to the painting gods and make some insane, like Baroque, like almost like gallery of images and painting, I suppose, like styles or like different examples. You could have like portraits in each different pattern. I've seen some phenomenal knights. I've seen some absolutely jaw-dropping pieces of art, and that's exactly what they are. You can have whatever kind of route you wanted to go down, similar to what I said before, non-metallic metal, true metallic metal. You could do portraits, you could make it elaborate, you could do, whatever you want. And I think that it is, I suppose, the Warhammer equivalent of painting on a canvas that is truly exciting. And I think that what the kind of differences between Imperial Knights and Chaos Knights is that there is slightly less detail and a lot more room for creativity.
Yeah, you've got the giant shoulder pads. I've seen people do like freehand emperors and like,
it's mental
from crazy bits of art, whereas you don't seem to see that on. I've seen some crazy Chaos Knights as well. I think because there's more stuff going on. Like you're saying, I don't think there's that as much of a blank canvas with Chaos Knights.
Yeah,
not to say you can't make them look just as good.
No,
just
not at all.
It's harder.
It's really fascinating, and I think that some of the best armies I've ever seen have been Imperial Knights, and it's very strange for me, especially, that doesn't really vibe with them to just hold my hands up and be like, yeah, that is genuinely stunning. Like I probably could never. I think that the level of time
never could I ever.
Yeah, no, honestly, seriously, my kind of like love for painting comes from getting quick results where they look good.
Cheesing it.
And I spend more time kit bashing. And I think that you probably could do that with things like Imperial Knights. But I think for a person that is looking for a project to truly kind of like pour their heart and soul into and love that process from start to finish, my pick is Imperial Knights.
Cool. Yeah, I mean, I agree. Like I said, I've seen some crazy freehands just on the shoulder pads of Imperial Knights. My other nomination would be Space Marines.
Now that is surprising.
Well, just because there's so many flat. It's the same argument as Imperial Knights. There's so many flat panels that I've seen some truly incredible, just like gradients, just up like the knees of Space Marines. So I've seen crazy amounts of detail that people manage to pack into Ceramite. You can make them as complicated as you want, or not. I think that there is an easy way to paint Space Marines, but then there's also a really hard way to paint Space Marines. Like I mentioned, you can get gradients all over the Ceramite, and because a lot of it's cylindrical, that lends itself to having to think about how you place highlights and light. I say it's a diverse range. You can make it a diverse range in the sense of you can add so much personality to each of your squads.
I hate to be that guy. It is the most diverse range in 40k because there is literally no other army in the game that has that many options.
Yep, and you can paint them all completely different if you so choose, and make them all characterful and have crazy like campaign markers, and also you can really flex. I think with the Space Marine army, get bashes as well, and make it even more complicated. I think if you didn't want something that you had to make your own from the sense of love of painting, I think if you're that I love painting just because of the sheer volume of stuff I have to paint, I would nominate Space Wolves as the pick there, because they're built on that canvas of Ceramite, so you can do all your fancy gradients, and then there's all the Space Wolf stuff on top. So you've got, we can take the Wolf Guard Terminator for example. You've got to paint Terminator armor, and then you've got a giant wolf pelt on the back that you can. Wolf fur is actually really hard to paint, just as an aside. I really don't enjoy it. Yeah, because you have to give it depth. So I think if you want something that you can truly create into your own, I think the normal Space Marine range is great if you love painting. But if you love painting from the sense of I want to paint as much details and other things as possible, I would choose Space Wolves.
Nice shout. I did say I'd have one more on nom.
Stop saying it.
So similar to a couple of the reasons that Kieran just mentioned, actually, I am actually going to choose the Leagues of Votann. I think that it's so different, and I wanted to give some like Xenos love. I think that we've had two different Chaos armies, two different Imperial armies. Obviously, they're all quite different to one another, minus the fact that three of them are power armor. But Leagues of Votan, I think for Xenos factions, I think that there is a lot of room for creativity because people aren't quite as like embedded with like stories or expectation or
They're a new
whatever.
faction, aren't they? So you've got more creative flex.
You can do whatever you like, and I think that for the miniatures they've got, where they're not exactly comparable to any other faction, I still think that they're fun enough that you can really kind of do what you want with those. And I think that a lot of their like vehicles, like the land fortress, the other troop choices, and especially like some of the miniatures that are kind of like foot sloggers or whatever, I think that you could have a lot of great time with. And there's plenty of flat panels. In my opinion as well, they've got one of the best transfer sheets in 40k as well. I think that the difference in markings, you can personalize them in whichever kind of way you want. And you can express, similar to what I said with Thousand Stars, actually, with Kieran's pick, you could go with something a little bit more neon, a little bit more kind of like Blade Runner-esque, I guess, or you could have something a little bit more dingy, like a proper like mining guild, and go almost with like a Mad Max color scheme, I suppose. But yeah, no, I think they're a real sleeper to have fun with, and I know that for Xenos ranges, in my opinion, they are some of the best minis to have fun with and be a bit more creative. But Leagues of Votan definitely deserve some love in this video.
Nice.
Yeah, for sure.
Let us know down in the comments if you've got any suggestions or questions. Obviously, it's subjective. I think this isn't like this is definitely the best army if you hate painting. This is just some suggestions for two idiots that have painted a few bits and pieces. Obviously, if you're joining the hobby for the new edition and you're trying to find your first army, if you love painting, choose one of these armies. Check out the sister, brother, cousin, whatever it is to this video, which will be if you hate painting. So if you want to just get an army on the table as fast as possible, or cheese it, as someone likes to do.
Indeed.
Check out that video. It might have either come out first or after.
Who knows? Who can say?
Time is a construct I can't understand.
The time knife, we've all seen it. Let's get back on track, bud.
Oh, okay.
If you are new here, welcome, firstly, and give us a like and a sub, because we'd like to see you for more videos.
And a hype.
And hype. Big hype for the on-noms. And then thank you for the giant list of Kieran's on the left-hand side. Your support as members means the world to us, and we will continue to release our base takes that you either agree with or disagree with, and we will continue to receive plenty of abuse in Discord, which you should come and join anyway if you're not a member on there. Anything to add?
Big up the Space Marines.
There it is. Peace
Bye.
and love. Bye.